Hello, welcome back to Yarning at the Homestead. Today I am upstairs in the bedroom and it's a little messy, so I'm gonna just turn that a little around like that. Behind me, obviously I have curtains mostly closed. There is a little bit of a glare there, otherwise it's way too dark in the room. It's only about 11:30. We are getting a major snowstorm, should be here by 1. So I wanted to get this done before that. Been thinking about doing it. So I did my starting the year socks whips. So now I'm going to do my today starting the year with shawls whips. And I have my Ravelry open in front of me, and I have 11 posted shawl whips on Ravelry. The newest one, which I have not actually gotten very far on, is Zamboni. There was a shop sample up in Stars Hollow out in New Preston, Connecticut, and I really liked it. So I bought the yarn to make Zamboni. You can't really see, there's not much to give away there. And I am making it with the Farmer's Daughter yarn. It's this really subtle, I don't know if you can see it, really subtle gray with pops of greens, darker greens and lighter greens. I have not gotten very far. That's it. I did the cast on. That's pretty much it. It's a little bit of a mess right now because I had a little bit of yarn barf come out of the middle. So I have to work on that. So that is my newest. It'll be a quick shawl once I get working on it. It's a quick, I think 8-row repeat, 10-row repeat. But obviously I haven't gotten very far on it. The one that I've worked on the most is my Breeze shawl, and that is right here. Let me grab that. I'm on the second color of my Breeze shawl. And again, this was a kit in a local yarn shop. Luckily here in Connecticut, I have lots of local yarn shops that are all within like 2 hours. I have about 4 of them within an hour, 40 minutes to an hour of where I live. So that's not too bad. And then there's another one I really like to go to, but it's down on the coast. So for that one, it's a trip. And that is Madison Wool, Mad Wool. I haven't been there this year. I don't think I went last year, but I do need to make a trip down there. She does a lot of local yarns, a local artist, and I like that. So this is Breeze, and this is a pattern by the shop owner. You can find it on Ravelry. You look there. And the yarn is Kyogu, KKP, whatever those things are. So the pattern is by Margie Lafreniere, Lafreniere. But these are all in my Ravelry pages, so if you are interested, you can check my Ravelry pages. And there's a picture of the shawl. It's got tassels. I'm not sure I'm doing the tassels. I really want to finish this because of the green. I know I will wear this constantly. So this is a lighter gray that is being interspersed, and then at the end will be a darker gray gradient mix. I don't know what you call that because it's really a variegated tonal, semi-tonal. I don't know all those. So that's the one I'm working on the most. All right, so what else do I have? I have this one, which I bought. This is called the Oceanic Wrap, and this was designed for the I-91 Shop Hop. I can't remember which store I bought it at. I believe it was the Yarn Barn. I'm pretty sure it was the Yarn Barn. Yep, look at that right there, Yarn Barn. So this is the Oceanic Wrap right there. And this was my first foray into mohair. And it's not very far either. But lately I've been wanting to knit mohair. And I just recently bought yarn for 3 mohair projects. So you know what? I need to get back to this. And I just messed up. There's a whole bunch off the needles right here. So I need to get back to that and get that working. Plus, of course, it's that nice color green that I love. And the yarn is, I don't know if I have the labels in here. I'm usually pretty good about keeping my labels with my projects. So one is Debbie Bliss Angel, that is the mohair. Super Kid mohair and 20% silk. And the other is, it's being held together with Plymouth Yarn Pendenza, which is 100% cotton. So this was more or less for more of a summer project. And that's why I didn't really work on it. I think I bought it 3 years ago. It was a shop project. So a lot of the, when they do the I-91 shop hop, a lot of the projects, a lot of the shops have their own projects. And actually that's where Breeze came from too. When I did the I-91 shop hop, I bought that at Margie's Yarn Crafts, I think it's called Margie's. I just called Margie's Yarn Craft, but she's also only 30 minutes, 40 minutes from me. So I'll go there. I don't just go there on the shop hop. Okay, so that's that one. Oops. And what else do I have over here? I am like surrounded by bags. I have, I love this. I really love this. This is my Miss Wrinkle, and I absolutely adore the yarn. Okay, the yarn is called Porch Swing, and it is from Suzanne at Groovy Hues, and it's such a fall colorway, and you can see the colors in that. I don't know if it's showing up very well, but it is something I absolutely adore, and I'm almost done. I am almost done. It's not intuitive to me. Oh crap, I just lost, hold on, I just lost the 4 stitches there. It's not intuitive to me, the whole wrap thing, this part. And so I have to stop and think about it. And actually, I do have one of these is backwards. It's like towards the front. One of these is backwards. I think it might be this one. So yeah, it's not intuitive to me. So I have to stop and think about it. And I just sometimes don't want to work on a project that I have to stop and think about. But I love that yarn so much. And I really know I would wear the heck out of this if and when I ever finish it. Okay, this was also a festival buy, and this is the yarn. The pattern is, I can't even remember off the top of my head, Garter Path Shawl by Christy Governo. And I think Christy is also the dyer, because she dyes playing for, she dyes Play at Life, and I actually have quite a lot of her yarn. And this was one of the first things, because this is one of the first ones I bought from her. She's been dyeing for a couple of years now, and I've already ripped this out once and restarted it. So I have quite a ways to go on this. This is actually, if I remember right, I believe this is recycled. The yarn itself is recycled. Yeah, Maki, I believe her Maki base is recycled, but don't quote me on that. So that is that one, and obviously it's not very far along. So again, not very far along. I can show you some that are pretty far along, but then I have some that are not at all. So, you know, a couple of years ago, everybody was making the Wonder Woman shawl. Yay, I have to make the Wonder Woman shawl because, you know, I'm a geek, and of course I need to. Yeah, you see how far I got? Yeah, I got a cast on. That's about it. I got a cast on. The yarn is by Mad Color, Heather Spellman of Mad Color. I have a lot of Heather's yarns, and in fact I have another kit from her for this same thing. It's a Wonder Woman kit, but in a blue and a yellow that matches more of the aesthetic of the Wonder Woman movie and not the original Wonder Woman colors. So that is really not very far along at all. So again, I'm going to put all these down in the description bar. And again, they are all on my Ravelry projects. I believe this is, yes, it looks like, I'm pretty sure it's my Jessalou bag, my Marvel Jessalou bag. Yes, there it is. So my Jessalou, so my big Marvel bag. Okay, this one, oh, I love this so much, okay? But I got to, I would say I'm a not 3/4, not even halfway, almost halfway. This pattern is, oh, darn, can't find it. Light in Shadows by Milia Uimonen. It's Uimonen. And I absolutely adore this. Did I win these colors? I won 2 of these. It's Zen Yarn Garden. And I won 2 of them through a Facebook giveaway, but I'm not sure if these are the colors I won. I don't think they are, but it's silk. These are her silk singles, and it's just so pretty. Look at that. So this is the center section. So the next section has to go, it like goes on a bias, a side section, and I'm not sure how to do that. And I absolutely adore these stitch markers. They're broken porcelain. And who are they by? I was just thinking about her the other day because I was going to order from her. I don't remember, but I will look them up and put them on the bottom. Oh, I love those stitch markers so much. So this one's farther along. See, I've done the center section. See the center section there? I've got that. So it's just this stripy outer section, but you do it in 2 different. You do this section and then that section, or this section and then that section, and then you do the edging. So that's where I'm at. Again, I'm not an intuitive knitter, and sometimes it takes me a little while to figure stuff out, and sometimes I get bored with stuff. Okay, this one I'm actually quite far along on. This was an M cowl, and so one of the reasons I don't do mystery cowls or any cowls pretty much. This was my Outlander shawl. All right, and I believe it was for the first, maybe the second season of Outlander. And it actually goes this way. Hold it so that, and I love the yarn. It's Lorna's Laces. I'm a big Lorna's Laces fan, and I really love the yarn. It's nice and squishy. Yeah, however, I mean, it's simple enough. It's just slip stitches, and now that I understand more about slip stitches, because I think I started this, gosh, let me look. When did I start that? I started that in, here I go, Outlander cow. Let's see, I started it in 2014. Wow, 2014. And it's the Outlander shawl by Rachel Roden. And yeah, so it's now 2020. So I think maybe I need to get it done. However, because it was a mystery cowl, it came in sections, and I have to see if I have all the sections printed. I don't have a printer here at the Homestead. So if I want to print stuff, I have to print it at home, our other house in Bristol, or school. And then I have, this was another mystery cowl, which again, I have not finished. Let me see when this one started. These 2 started around the same time. This one was started before that one. This one was also started in 2014 in May. This is the Stormborn shawl. It is a Game of Thrones shawl. And I really do like the shawl. I don't know if I love the colors. And it's my first real lace. Yeah, I have a lifeline in there. It's my first real lacy, and it is pretty. I just don't know how often I would wear it. I guess I would. These are kind of colors I do wear a lot. I wear a lot of black. I don't mind an orange, and I can wear a lot of red. I have red on right now. So yeah. So I think I'm on the 3rd clue. I'd have to double check, but I think I'm on the 3rd clue. So I have all the yarn. I have everything stuffed in my Just a Lou bag here. My Game of Thrones Just a Lou bag. Were you a Game of Thrones fan? So here's a funny thing. I had the book on my bookshelf for a couple of years. It had gotten recommended by somebody's blog that I read. His name is, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm going to forget his name. Anyway, he was a writer for Stargate. I am super, super sorry. Part of my disease gives me brain fog, and sometimes I just can't retrieve your information. Joe Malazzi, and Malozzi, and he was a writer. He came into Stargate, I believe the 4th season, with his writing partner, and he has written a blog for something like 10 years straight or something like that. It's got to be something crazy. It's got to be more than that, because he was writing it during Stargate, and Stargate's been off the air for a while. And he had recommended, he does a book recommendation, he reads a lot, and he had recommended Game of Thrones, so I went out and bought it. It sat on my shelf, and then the TV series was going to start, and I'm a huge Peter Dinklage fan. Love Peter Dinklage ever since I saw him in, was it The Conductor? The one with the trains. He was just so good in that, and I mean, really, it was a 4-person movie. It was Peter Dinklage, and then, oh, geez. See, look it up. I'll look it up. I'll find out. I'll put it in the down bar. But so I've been a big fan of his ever since then. And so I'm like, oh, this is cool. I want to watch the TV series, so I'm going to read the book first. Read the book and finished it in a weekend, and said, excuse my language, but said that is the best fucking book I've ever read. I immediately went out, bought all the sequels, and at that time I think there were 3 sequels, and I read them all in like a 2-week span. I'm on the 5th book now. I have not finished reading it, Dance of Dragons, just because it's humongous. And I kind of wanted to savor it. And now that Game of Thrones is over, it'll be kind of cool to go back and revisit it and see how the producers and writers took the TV series differently than the author is. No, I'm not mad at the ending. I'm not one of those people that second guesses writers, because you know what? That's their artistic expression. That's what they are creating. It's not what I'm creating. I'm enjoying their creation. I mean, really, do people yell at artists like, you know, painters like Picasso and all those famous artists and say, hey, but he should have done this instead? And the problem is fandoms get so out of control. We don't own that fandom. We're a part of that fandom, but we don't own it. And so, yeah, I'm not mad at the way it ended. I just enjoy the product. Sometimes I might not enjoy what I see on the screen because, hell, there was a lot of misogyny and shit, violence and stuff against women, and a lot of sex, a lot of nudity in the 1st and 2nd seasons. And they calmed down on that. But hey, it was male nudity as well as female nudity. So I'm actually a big fan of Sansa. In the book, I always felt bad for her. I mean, poor Sophie. I mean, Sophie is a really tall girl. And so when she's acting against these adults, and she was really tall, and people were equating her with an adult. But, you know, Sansa in the book was 14 when it started. And so Sophie, I think, was 16 when she started in the role. And, you know, it is what it is. But I was a fan of Sansa. Arya, I'm a Stark. Winterfell. Yep. So yeah, and Tyrion was my other favorite. So yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but that just makes me mad about fandoms and stuff like that. Anyway, so Stormborn shawl is not very far. Then I have my Advent shawl from last year, which I've not gotten very far. I've done 3 colors on it. I really, really like the way it's turning out. I've done two and I started the 3rd color. Oops, and I've lost some stitches. 2 and I started the 3rd color. Then I put it down for a while, went back to it, and I'm a little lost right now. So I have to figure out where I'm at on it. But the pattern is, I don't know if the Pam Sluter. And it's just Knits for Comfort Averant shawl. I don't think it's posted anywhere or published anywhere. I couldn't find it on Ravelry. So yeah, I still have quite a lot of that to do. So that's that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I don't know what I counted. I think I counted this as my 11th. This is actually, it's not necessarily a shawl. It's a Jessica Jones cowl, but it is taking forever because of the stitch. It's the linen stitch, so it's taking forever. And this is the second one I made. I've made a previous one. I actually made one for my husband because he's a Jessica Jones fan. So I made one in a gray Malabrigo for my husband, and I'm making mine in Debbie Bliss. I had this in my stash. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, thank you. I sneeze way more than one time. So this is Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmerino. Baby blue is not my color. I may end up gifting this, but it's taking forever to make. So we'll see. So those are my 11 shawls, cowls. I actually have some other cowls in progress. Shawls, cowls in progress. Now, what am I going to be making? Well, I just went to Rhode Island last week with my friend to what's it called? Slater Mill, the Slater Mill Fiber Knitting Retreat Weekend or something like that. And it was really cool because I had gone maybe the first or second year that they had it. They only had vendors on the second floor that year, and there was less than 30 vendors. I want to say there were maybe 20 vendors. This time they had vendors on the first and second floor. It was packed. It was great. So I got to see Fiber Stash, which I'm really happy about because, you know, FOMO right now because I did not go to Vogue Knitting Live. I planned on going to Vogue Knitting Live, and we're having a snowstorm today. So I would have taken the train into the city, which takes about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, to take the train into the city. And then by the time I got back here, the snowstorm will be in full force, and I didn't want to drive home in that. So I said, nope, can't make it. But I was a little bummed, and so I'm glad I went and got these two from Fiber Stash. This one right here is, I believe, You're a Mean One. And this one right here is, I want to say Toil and Trouble. No, this one's Band Candy. Oh my God, how much do I love these? So I'm actually planning on casting these on right away. I'm going to do the Van Gogh shawl, which is kind of cool. It's got like a dropped stitch. I don't have a picture of it, I don't think. Oh, yes, I do. There's a close-up there. It's a drop stitch shawl, which I don't think I've ever really done. I kind of want it done for St. Patrick's Day, but I absolutely adore both of those colors. So I'm really, really glad that I went last week to get them. Well, not necessarily to get these, but I didn't get a lot. I got these, and I got some stuff from Thirsty Cat, which is not over here, so I'm not going to grab it. I got it's a bright, bright yellow. I'm going to make a mohair cowl. I got a bright, bright yellow and some mohair. It's not mohair, actually. It's baby alpaca. It's alpaca. It's called Alpaca Floof. Alpaca Floof from Thirsty Cat. In the colorway Buzz Buzz. And then that's all I got there. Then we made a stop at the Mermaid's Pearl on the way home, and I bought another mohair skein from Hedgehog Fibers, which I'm just going to do a mohair scarf. And I'm just going to cast that on. I think that'll just a mohair garter scarf. It'll be nice and warm. Okay, so this one I don't have a picture of. This was from White Birch Fiber Arts, and it's for the shawl Typhoon by, I can't remember his name, but I will post it down below. So I bought these probably 3 years ago, I want to say 3 years ago. So I want to do that shawl because look at those colors. All right. So I'm going to do those. That's Typhoon. So those are the two I'm definitely going to be casting on very shortly. And I don't know if there's any others. Oh, and then the other one would be my Down Home. So Down Home, here's the pattern right there. Down Home. And it uses chicken yarn. Look, my chicken yarn. So there are chickens on this bag. I don't know the name of the maker. I believe that this bag is Wee Ones. Okay, so Wee Ones. Let me show you some Wee Ones. I have them in here. Wee Ones Creations is a stitch marker. And there's little chickens. You see little chickens? Little barred rocks. See them? And her mom makes the bags. So I think it all goes under Wee Ones, but her mom makes the bags. She's in the stall with her. I just actually sent her a text to see if I can get an egg bag if she has eggs. Anyway, so the barn yarn that I'm doing, this is the roosters. So this is a Barn Evelder. Now we don't have this type of rooster. She doesn't have the colors that we have for our roosters, but it is such a pretty color. I don't know if you can see that, if it's too blown out. And then there's 2 mini skeins to go along with it. So those are the 3 I have that I'm probably going to cast on very shortly. I have others. I was actually winding some yarn today. I wound some the other day, and then I wound some more this morning. Oh, I have another one. Oh yeah, here's another one. This is yarn I just wound. So this is for the Gathering Shawl kit, which I don't have the picture of. Do I? I don't think so. Did I? No, I did not print that one yet. So this is the Gathering one. And this is Mrs. Weasley's Knits. Mrs. Weasley's Knits. And I'll Await Your Owl. And what's different about this is the yarn itself is made out of Corriedale, American Corriedale. So it's 75% American Corriedale, 25% nylon, which it's a 3-ply, and it's much bouncier. I guess you could say thicker and farmier. My friend Maureen likes the farm yarn. And of course, you always smell your yarn. It's the first thing I always do. Smell your yarn. And yeah, so it's similar to Down Home, just a little bit different. So I think I'll probably cast this on at some point in the near future also, just so I have it. So I was just going to mention that, I was just smelling the yarn. I was with Shirsty Cats, and I was going to buy one of the yarns. I believe it was Superwash Merino Nylon. And she only had one in Buzz Buzz, and I pulled it out, but it was very pilly. And I happened to mention it to her. I ended up buying another, I believe it's BFL. And she said, yeah, unfortunately, customers don't realize that when they pull the yarn out and then they rub it on their face, that it takes away yarn sometimes that she can sell, because that's what happens. It gets pilly. So just a word of caution for you when you are at fiber shows and or stores, be careful with how you handle the yarn, because they maybe not be able to sell it once it gets pilly like that. I don't tend to rub the yarn on me. I will pick it up and smell it, like I did, smell it, and I'll feel it between my fingers a little bit, but I'm not a very rough person with it. Oh, here, since I have it right here, here is the blue and red, the blue and yellow kit from Mad Color. So I love Heather. She's not dyeing quite as much anymore because she got a full-time job, but I have an entire tub, huge tub, filled with her yarns, because I belong to her, a couple of her kits, a couple of her clubs for a couple of years. The only other one that I have as much yarn is Nerd Girls, because I belonged to her random fandom for a couple of years. So I have 2 like full tubs, big tubs of both of their yarns. And then, you know, I'm going to talk about yarn on another video about stash and how I'm figuring it out in my yarn loft, because I am trying to figure it out. So, and this is 30 minutes now, so it's going to take forever to upload this. I may not upload it till tomorrow when I can head out to Dunkin' Donuts and upload it, because it's going to depend on what my Wi-Fi is doing here. The storm hasn't started yet, so it should be okay, but it will still take 4 or 5 hours to upload from my house. So thank you for joining me again. I don't think I introduced myself again. I'm Tammy, Tammy G on Ravelry, and Gracie's Goodies, Graceys, Goodies, Goodies on Ravelry. Thank you for joining me for another yarning at the homestead. Bye.